Hello and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee, and you can find me at creativelyyours.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. I'm very excited that you're joining me today for our paper crafting fun. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. So many things always going on in the studio, right? So it's an exciting time to be a demonstrator. So if you're catching me when this video premieres, it is November 19th, which means as a demonstrator, we get to pre-order starting today. Lots of good stuff coming our way. We've already had a sneak peek of our upcoming mini catalog and celebration, and we've got some new online exclusives coming. So many cool things coming in January, right? But as a demonstrator, we get to pre-order and get our hands on some of those goodies today, right? So if you'd love to get your hands on products early before anyone else, or if you are looking to connect with a fun community of like-minded crafters, we'd love to have you join us. Yes, you also enjoy a great discount. So there's so many things. I could go on and on and on. If you've got any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you join our Diamonds team and take your crafting to the next level. All right. Let's see. Registration also closes this week, tomorrow, for our Cultivated Creativity DIY paper crafting kit. So this month, we are featuring the Cake Celebrations stamp set, and we are doing some super fun techniques with metallic enamel effects. And of course, if you don't have metallic effects already, that's fine. You get a bottle in your kit. So you'll have everything you need to play. Let's see, bingo registration is open as well. You can see a sneak peek behind me of a few of those projects. We play 6 games of bingo just to have a little fun, right? And then we create our card class. So it's a lot of fun. Everybody gets a little gifty in the mail. And we do this over Zoom. So we get to connect, we get to talk with each other and craft together. So I hope that you'll join us for that. But the best way to stay up to date on everything is to join my email list. Yes, it is. I do gift out a free PDF tutorial bundle, a bundle, yes, not one, a bundle every single month to my subscribers. And the projects are fantastic. They're not some chintzy little thing going on here. They are really good projects, and I think that you'll really enjoy them. So, all right, should we get to our crafty fun? Let's go ahead and switch the video over. All right. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. If you're watching this video on the premiere, I am live with you in the chat. So please say hello, tell me where you're from, and if you've got any questions along the way, let me know. I'm happy to answer those. If you're watching on replay, same thing. I want to hear from you. I want to know you're here, right? Say hello. All right, let's go ahead and switch it over and get started on our crafty fun today. Okay, so today's project is going to feature the Regal Flora stamp set. I love this because I feel like you can use this all year long, right? You know, it's got simple sentiments. I love that. Wishing I were there to give you a hug. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So it's just really, really pretty, and it's one of our distinctive stamp sets, which means it like has shading to it without us having to do anything, right? Like you simply stamp it and you get this gorgeous, gorgeous image. Now this one is available with a bundle. So there are coordinating dies. We're not using the dies today. We're keeping it super, super simple. So our project that we're going to do today is this one here. So this is a variation of one that I taught actually for the Stress-Free Card Making Summit. So if you joined me for the Stress-Free Card Making Summit, that happened back in September, I did a Simply Scored class that I taught. And then I had a bonus tutorial that if you were a paid participant, you could get for free. And if otherwise, you could purchase it. So that tutorial is in my tutorial store. But that was all based on holiday cards, Christmas cards. So I've revamped that, and I have a new version using the Regal Flora. And I'm going to show you different color variations of this one because it's just so cool. And so simple and really packs a big wow. So this is a white on white card with a pop of color. I think they're elegant, and hopefully you can see, look at that scoring detail. Just adds a really nice touch. And, you know, and we've talked about this before, this white on white framing of these layers is just it's stunning, right? It takes a white card and really elevates it. Now, normally I bring my designs to the inside, but look, I left it completely blank. Can you believe it? So we could stamp on the inside if we want to stamp on the inside. But today I'm really focusing on this beautiful detail on the outside. So of course you could add a layer on the inside, which we're going to do, right? We can't leave the inside blank. So we're going to bring that detail to the inside, even though I didn't on this particular card. All right, you guys ready to get started? Let's do it. Let's start off with our scoring detail. So I'm bringing in my Simply Scored. You could do this on your paper trimmer as well. It's entirely up to you. Now, as we're talking here, I do have a complete supply list and cut dimensions on my website. This blog post has already posted, so you can download that and grab what you need from there. And yeah, so, you know, get started with that if you'd like to. So here I've got a piece of basic white, and this is 4.5, yes, 4.5 by 3 1/4. Now I'm going to flip it to the back, although it doesn't really matter what's the front and the back at this point, but I'm going to flip it over because I want my score lines to be raised up, right? So I need my scoring tool. Okay, so I'm going to grab my stylus and I am going to score this. Now I'm going to score every 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to start in a 1/2 inch from the edge. Now I'm going to use the wide ball, and let's see how this turns out. I want it to be really defined, right? So I'm just going to slide that, give that a really good, so that's my first score line. There we go. Okay, now I want to score this 7 times, and I'm going to do it 1/8 inch apart. So I've got a 1/2 inch, I got 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, 1 inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go 6 and 7. So you could do it more times if you want to, right? It's entirely up to you. And I just want to make sure I have a really good definition. Now, if you're doing this with designer paper, don't put this much pressure on it because you'll actually tear the paper when you score it. So here's what's super cool is you've got that great raised effect. So it's just a nice way to give some simple elegance without spending a lot of time or craziness, right? I love that. All right, so the version I'm going to do today is Blackberry Bliss because of the print I've decided to use from the card here. So here was navy, right? So we're going to lay this out. We'll use that as a guide. Now, I could put my squares down, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use my block as my guide of what's straight. Like, I've had a lot of people asking me about how do you get things straight? Well, I got to tell you, you got to figure out what works for you, right? Like, I rarely get my stickers perfectly straight, but I do try to set it up on the block, test it on scrap paper, and I use the block. So if I were to use the sticker, if I'm off a little bit, it makes it hard to see. So of course you've got to find out what works best for you. I will tell you that as I've aged, red rubber is harder for me on sentiments. So just putting that out there. It is what it is. Okay. So now we are going to layer this piece on a piece that is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So I've just got a little 1/8 inch border here. We're just going to go ahead and adhere that together. I like Stamp and Seal, so that's what you're going to see me use. You see that in my tutorials as well. So not many people write in the adhesive that you use in a tutorial. I like to, and the reason I do that is because I want to tell you what my preferred adhesive is in case you're new or want to try something different. You know, sometimes we don't know which adhesives we want to use. So I try to list that in my tutorials so that you guys know exactly what I'm doing, but you can always change it up to be what you want it to be. So I've got a thick white card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5 folded in half. And I am going to layer, It looks big to me, but it's not. I'm going to layer this right on top. Now I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. I've got a few left here on my trusty little sheet. So let's go ahead and add some dimensionals to this layer. Now I am going to be adding some extra elements to the front. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe go a little heavy on my dimensionals, right? And you guys know the reason they're colored purple, my little highlighter, is because I struggle to see the backing paper and if it's off or not. Even in great lighting, I know it's shiny when you remove it, but I was spending too much time, right, trying to figure out if I'd taken them off or not. All right, so the base of that is gorgeous already, but now let's bring in the star, which is the designer series paper. So I have cut 3 squares. And these are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And you can use any of the prints in this lovely Regal Winter Designer Series paper pack, which is what we're using. And then I've got 3 squares of white, which are 1 3/8 by 1 3/8. Now, if you happen to have a punch, this is a great way to punch these out. If you've got one, right? That happens to be the sizes that you need. And of course, you can adjust your sizes if you want to. So I am just adhering these squares together. Of course, you can use liquid glue if you prefer. I like my stamp and seal. Good, good, good. Now, the products I'm using today are what we're featuring in our bingo card class. So I mentioned earlier that registration is going on and it closes on 11:30. So spots are limited. I can only have so many people join us on bingo. But it is a fun, fun time. We really have a good time together. And I would love for you to join us. All right, so I'm dry fitting. And what I mean by that is I'm laying them out, but not adhering them down just yet to kind of see my spacing and where I want my little squares to be. Cute. I'm loving it already. I love the vibrancy of this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to dimension these up. You don't have to if you don't want to, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a little excessive on my dimensionals, and I'm going to put 4 on each square. Is that too much? I don't think that's possible, is it? You could cover the square in dimensionals. That's where foam sheets come in, right? Okay, now I do better with getting things straight if I rotate my card, right? Now, the orientation of your squares is up to you, right? Like, that's entirely up to you on how you want to place them. You know, rotate them around. All right, so I've got that one. Now, let's use the edge of this dimensionals. Don't throw these away, right? Like some people I've heard don't use them. Why not? Just give them a little clip, and you can use all these little bits. 100% of this sheet. Don't waste it. I will leave that one as a 3. I don't know why I like to do them as 2s. All right, now I'm going to go to the opposite end, and I'm going to do this other one instead of doing the middle one next. That way I can adjust my spacing on the middle one as needed. Okay, this one I'm only going to do 3 because that one corner was a pretty good size one. I feel pretty stable with that. Okay, so like I said, you can rotate this around however you want to put it. And I'm going to eyeball and I'm going to place it down, but I'm not going to give it a press just yet because just in case I'm off. Let's see. Am I straight? I'm straight. I'm using my grid as a little bit of a guide, even though it's in from the edge of my card. So I think that might work out good. So I'm not going to give it a press down. I want to wait and make sure that I'm in the ballpark of where I want to be. So these are a little chunkier in space. So don't need 4 on these. Just 3 works using my edges. All right, so then this one's going to be right in the middle. And I can just kind of eyeball and space that out, right? So I'm pretty good in my levelness, I think. What do you guys think? Cute? So stinking simple. All right, so let's bring in our Regal Foiled Adhesive Back Gems. So they are also part of this suite. Get that out of our way. And we're going to bring in our Take Your Pick. And I love this. So you've got 4 different colors to choose from. Do we want the dark ones or do we want the more pink ones? I think I'm going to put the pinky ones on there. What do you guys think? Let's see if I can put... Sometimes when I pull these off, they go flying because they're stuck down. Okay, so there is the more blackberry color, kind of matchy-matchy. And then there's the pink color that kind of really pulls that out of the design. I'm taking the pink color. I'm going all in. Team pink. You guys have to tell me if you would have done it different. Okay, so I'm going to put one in the middle, kind of the love. And then I'm going to put one on either side of it. Might not be perfectly centered, but that's okay. But that just adds a little bit of a shimmer, a little bit of sparkle. Kind of fun, right? All right, so on my original, I did not bring the design to the inside. I know, what was I thinking? That is not a normal thing for me. So I have a layer that's the same as this larger layer out here, this 4 3/4 by 3.5. And I am going to, let's see, how do we want to bring the design to the inside? Do we want to add some scoring? Do we just want to stamp? What do we think? I think one of those leafy images might be nice. How about, let's bring back in our ink pad. So we're bringing back in our Blackberry Bliss. And I am going to stamp this little leafy image here. How about right here on the edge? Cute. So that's a great way to bring that design to the inside. We can also add some scoring if you wanted to, right? Like, it's entirely up to you on how you want to go about that. Let's wipe away our extra on our glass mat here. As usual, I forgot to prep my chamois. So crazy. I just bought a second one of these. I love my glass mat. Oh yeah, that coordinates really, really nicely, right? But you could add some scoring detail. I really want to add some scoring detail. Let's do it. Let's add some scoring detail. I'm going to bring this back in. And you know what I think I'm going to do? Is I'm going to do this scoring like up from the leaf. So I'm going to have to eyeball this because I want it from the back. I want it raised, and I can kind of see through this cardstock just a little bit where I've stamped. Not perfectly, but that's okay. We'll just add a little bit of score detail. I might be up a little higher than I need. So let's repeat what we did on the outside, right? We did at a 1/2 inch in, and we're going to do our multiple score lines. Let's see if I can see through there a little bit. So kind of a fun way to bring that design to the inside. I don't know if we need 7 of them though. That might be a little much. Let's see what we think. Oh, I really like that. What do you guys think? Can you see it even? Yeah, there we go. I like that. I think I'll stop with 5. 7 seems a little too much for the inside and the way I stamped it. So let's go ahead and put this one in. So lots of fun there, right? Just bringing that design to the inside, changing things up. Okay, so let's get this one in. And so just simple, white on white. Kind of gives it that nice framed edge, and then we've got that scoring detail. Let's see if I can turn that so you can see it. Yeah, nice, 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 nice. Beautiful. Okay, so this is a card that you can do with any of the prints in the pack. So the prints have like a floral design on one side and kind of a more basic design on the other side. So here is my original navy. Here's the one we did today. Here's one that's got one of the more colorful florals, right? Here's purple. Blackberry Bliss, I love that. And then here is a wild wheat, right? And so here we didn't have wild wheat gems, so I just pulled in those Blackberry Bliss ones that I think coordinate really, really nicely. So do you have a favorite? There's lots more prints in there that you could choose from, but do you guys have a favorite of these? I love them all, right? So cool. All right, so if you enjoyed today's content, be sure to share this with your crafty friends and give me a thumbs up. I very much appreciate you guys coming and watching and participating with me, and hope that you give these projects a try. When you create these, tag me on social media. I'm at SU Wendy Lee, and that way I'll see that you shared it, and I can comment and give you some love on your version of the project as well, right? Yay, 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 yay. All right, so I will see you all again next Tuesday. Bye for now.